Writing a book is not an ambition. Writing a book is an inspiration. I actually didn't know I could write. It's not something I thought about when I was young. I used to dream about being a pilot, about being in the army. My dad always used to tell me to do accounts. So I had all these myriad of things that I wanted to do. But one day, a new teacher was transferred to a primary school. He was called Mr. Kamau. And when he came, there was something unique about him. He asked me to be reporting to his house every day after school. And from the time I would report to his house, he started coaching me on all the subjects I was doing. And one thing I remember is he started telling me that writing composition is something he was very interested in training me. He started telling me things like how I can write a composition that will score 40 out of 40. I couldn't believe that. I had never heard of that. So I kept writing again in high school and kept writing, improving my skills, Swahili and English. And by the time I was doing my final exam, I was one of the top students in English. So that started taking a very good direction for me. At that time, I still was not convinced I'm a writer or I had an interest in writing. But now come after school, that is high school, I landed in the hands of Bishop Alan King. The good thing about a mentor is that they pay the cost for your foolishness or your noviceness. In my case, I would say confidently that Bishop is the one who really ushered me into writing. He told me you can write. He set me up to write articles for newspapers. He let me edit books. He let me write original stuff that went into his books. And I'm very grateful for that. Because when I compare what I started writing then and what I write today, I can see the journey. And today, I'm not perfected in writing, but I can confidently tell the world that I'm an author. In 2011, I had the privilege of writing my first book. That was my first baby. It was an out-of-this-world experience. I loved that book. And to date, I read it and I cry. I hear people talking about they want success, and I just keep quiet because they don't know what success is. You have to prepare for success before God can give you. God will never give you anything that will destroy you. He's too loving and too gentle. He won't do that. So basically that's the journey. And now I'm excited about the new baby. I am super excited about my new baby. It's called My Character, My Destiny. In the year 2014, I was invited to speak to young people, young adults. I spent the entire day with them and taught them what I had prepared. But in the afternoon, I was asked to take in Q&A. What those children asked me, and allow me to call them children because that I walked into that meeting thinking I was talking to children. The questions they asked me in the afternoon changed my life forever. My new book, My Character, My Destiny, is the questions those young people asked me in an afternoon. I got to experience what their world is like, what their struggles are like, what their decision-making process is like, what their future looks like, what they are scared of, and from their perspective, I was able to identify their need. And when I looked across the education curriculum, I noticed there is no one addressing those issues. Every student that goes to school are taught education, but they are not taught life skills or real life, the practicality, the reality, the day in, day out kind of experiences that you're supposed to know how to handle. So when I sat back and started thinking about what I wish I knew when I was their age, I was able to relate with a couple of things. And some of the topics that I started really going deep into are matters of really character. Things like integrity, things like service, things like humility, things like love. Nobody really took time to teach me those things, and I wish somebody had taught me. And I started breaking it down into things that young people need to know, but nobody is telling them. This is not a book. This is life's manual. This is the syllabus of life. This is the marking scheme of success. This is not a book. This is a disruptor, an interrupter of the status quo. I want you to pick a copy and begin to read. Everybody that has read this book cannot put it down. The students, the parents. In fact, I used to think I was writing it for students until I saw parents read and travel with it and not put it down. Get your copy. If you have any questions after this, then I don't have a problem. You have one.